Hello everyone, I'm Nitin from Fortune IAS Academy. In today's session, we are going to analyze few answers from the GS1 paper. As you know, GS1 is a very multidimensional paper. It ranges from modern India to art and culture to world history to post-independence history of India to geography to society of India. In this paper, people make this mistake that they keep reading different books, try to accumulate a lot of knowledge, but sometimes they end up not scoring as much as they should have. They are always confused about how much to write, what not to write. So, to allay your confusion and doubts, we are going to discuss some answers written by this year's rank 36 Arya VM. All right, let's start. So, this is a question from Fortune IAS Academy's mains test series this time. Universities of earlier days were a center of heterogeneous academic disciplines as well as a place of cultural development. In the light of given statement, elaborate about the prominent universities of ancient India. So you can see Arya herself has underlined the key points, key words in the question. See, this helps her frame the answer better. This helps her structure the answer better. And the good thing is, when you know which are the key words, if you are trying to give a subheading, if you're trying to draw a block diagram, these words can easily be used for that purpose. All right. Now, everyone reads generally from the same book, right? But how do you make your answers unique? I'll tell you one insight into her answer that even if it's a history question, her introduction or maybe sometimes her conclusion would be embellished with an example or some event from current India. All right. So let's just go to this question. Her introduction is, India has a great tradition of imparting education dating back to the age of Gurukul systems in ancient universities. And now you can see the question had two key demands, heterogeneous academic disciplines as well as place of cultural development in the light of this statement. So what has she done? Role of prominent universities in India, centers of heterogeneous academic discipline. So now the examiner has seen the keyword. The examiner knows that she's addressing the question. And to add more value, she has drawn a small map, made sure that it is kept inside a box and labeled it properly. Please keep this in mind. Even if a question seems like a challenge where you are going to write a lot, if you can incorporate a map, if you can incorporate a diagram, it's always going to add value to your answer. All right. Now, as I mentioned first, there is one subheading. Then she has written a few points about Nalanda, Takshila. Now, going down, she has spoken about how these were centers of cultural development. How these were centers of cultural development. Now, she has mentioned some names, Samantapura, Vikramashila. And now, I would want you to look at her conclusion. See, Indian education is trying to revive these traditions through the recent revival of Nalanda University. This is what I was telling you earlier. Although it might seem like a static question, it might seem like a question where you cannot incorporate anything from present India, she has done that for her conclusion. So this obviously would have impressed the examiner, maybe half a mark more, right? Now, let's go to the next question. Now, this is again a question from modern India history. Every great struggle has some unsung heroes who displayed exceptional valor. In the light of the given statement, mention various tribal freedom fighters and their role in Indian freedom struggle for freedom. All right. So, tribal revolt, a decent introduction to speak about tribal revolt. Again, what she has done is, whatever knowledge she has about the different tribal leaders, she has mentioned those names and given a map of it. Right. So the question was asking about how they displayed exceptional valor, how they have played a very important role. That is mentioned over here, a few prominent tribal leaders. She has mentioned their names one by one. And please make sure that you notice how she has taken names and she has incorporated names from different parts of the country. Instead of focusing on only one particular region, she has made sure that she is focusing on leaders and tribal revolts from different parts of the country. Now, to speak about their valor and their achievement and their struggles, she has spoken about role of tribal leaders, but then it's not just role, but it's about how courageous they were, how how much of a challenge it was to face the Britishers. You can see these points. Now, I would want you to remember, these are not points that are given in a book in in a bullet format, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is her innovation. This is something that anyone can do, because this is as if you're talking about a modern day superhero. You basically say, if you are a fan of a Marvel comic book hero, whatever that particular hero is capable of doing, you write it. But yes, that should make sense. It should be logical. All right. Again, I would want to focus on the conclusion. Please read this. The recent decision of the government to observe the birthday of Birsa Munda as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas is a right step in realization of the dream of Jan Jangal Zameen. So again, it's a static question, but she has made sure that the examiner understands that she knows what's happening in the country. She knows what's happening around us. So this is the value addition she has done in GS1 static question to make sure that she scores very high. All right. Now, one more question from GS1. This is the resource distribution, global resource distribution. Lithium metal has a profound effect on mankind's fight against climate change. Assess the distribution of lithium deposits across the world and highlight India's initiatives to procure lithium. Now, the reason why I have specifically taken this question is because when we study for prelims, you might read about the distribution of lithium across the world, which country has the largest reserves, which country is exporting the most, right? But you generally don't hear a lot about, or you don't read a lot about, what are the steps that India has taken to, import lithium, or what are we doing to ensure that our lithium demand is met. So this is a kind of question where you need to be very creative. And I noticed that she did not have many points for the second part of the question, but that did not deter her from writing a good answer. This is why I had taken this question. So a very straightforward introduction. And in the introduction, she has incorporated the importance of lithium also. Although it is not asked, but she has incorporated the importance of lithium so that the examiner knows that she is special and her answers are special. So lithium is one of the most strategic metal crucial for development of India. With the new emphasis on electric vehicles and lithium batteries, they are crucial in our transition to a carbon neutral country by 2070. Now, this is the value addition she has done in her introduction. Generic introduction would be like, lithium is a very important lithium is a very important mineral. India is trying to import lithium from XYZ country. This is the global distribution. But now she has gone a step further, and she has spoken about how this will help us achieve the 2070 carbon neutrality target. Now, a map, we have mentioned that it's good. Now she just goes on distribution of lithium. All right. Now, the second part of the question, impact of lithium on containing climate change. She has spoken something about it. And the last part, what have we done? What have we done to procure lithium? Now, here, she does not have specific points. Yes, because of our prelims preparation, because of our newspaper reading, we know few points here and there. She did not have specific points. Or well, she had specific points, but then she didn't have 7, 8 specific points. So, negotiations on import treaty with Australia, IBSA. Yes, she has not mentioned about the ABC, Argentina and all those countries, but then I'm pretty sure she remembered that Latin America has a lot of lithium. So what does she say? Okay, which is that group where India is involved? IPSA dialogue process. So she mentions IPSA, Forum for Lithium Negotiation. We have a lithium policy investment, and she finishes off by speaking about how lithium is going to help us, or lithium sufficiency is going to help us achieve our Panchamrit goals. So please understand, whatever you read for prelims can be easily used to give a good introduction, conclude, and make the examiner feel that you are aware of what is happening around you, even in a static GS1 paper. So be creative, use whatever knowledge you have accumulated for prelims in mains, because that might be the difference between getting 4 and 4.5. And every half a mark can change your future. All right. Thank you.